All right, so the CEO of the popular reading app, the StoryGraph, is sharing her story. Her name is Nadia Odoneo. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Of course, this app is Black owned. It's actually pretty popular in the audiobook world, or I think the book world. But a lot of people did not know who the founder was, and she's kind of sharing her story and you know how things are going with the app, and you know kind of where I believe where she foresees the app being in the future. Definitely wanted to share this as inspiration to all of us out there to create something that is needed in the marketplace and to get into entrepreneurship. This is well needed in the Black community, and definitely a shining example. All right, so y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, again, the app is StoryGraph. Let's check this out. It's Ricky Rich from Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
Welcome back. All February, we are discovering Black heritage, and this morning, as she made it, an entrepreneur who is changing the face and future of what it means to work in tech.
Today, lifestyle and commerce contributor Jill Martin sat down with her.
Coolest, because I had no idea what this was before I met her, and now I understand it. So I'm going to introduce you to a bookworm who is not only the founder and CEO of her popular app, the StoryGraph, she's also a one-woman software designer who built it from the bottom up.
It felt ridiculous at times. Like, really, you alone at home, you're going to build the app that is going to take over Goodreads. But because I am just delusionally optimistic, I thought, well, yeah, I can do it.
As a founder and CEO, Nadia Odoneo is a main character in her own story. Were you a crazy reader? Is that how this all started?
Yes, I have been reading since I can remember. Two main things that I love about reading. One is the entertainment, the escapism, exploring different worlds. And then the other piece of it is learning. I've always been very academic. I always like learning new things.
Nadia's platform, the StoryGraph, is a progress tracking and recommendation service that suggests books based on your preferences.
There is a filter menu there where you can pop in, I'm looking for something fast-paced, funny, published since 2000, and I want it to be fewer than 300 pages. So say you're a romance reader, you can put in that you want enemies to lover or something like that. And there's also the personalized preview, which looks at your reading history and ratings and helps to tell you the likelihood that you will like the book.
Nadia grew up in London, attended Oxford University, and applied for a post-grad entrepreneurship program.
When I got the call that said, so close, but you didn't make it, but we've given you a place on this coding course, my first reaction was, what do I want with a coding course?
What did you envision the typical coder to be?
I definitely thought that the typical coder was a man. I also thought that any coder who could do something powerful and effective with their code would have had to have been coding since they were a kid. I also thought developers didn't really talk to people and were just like in a basement.
Nadia cracked the code and in her very own plot twist, worked as a software engineer for the next 5 years.
I had two side projects that they just been taking a backseat. One was a running app that auto-generated running routes for you, and the other one was a reading app. And I chose reading because I was much more excited about reading than running. And essentially, since 3rd of January 2019, I've not stopped working on that app, which grew into StoryGraph.
By June of 2020, the StoryGraph had 1,000 users, but that number skyrocketed due in part to the protests going on nationwide.
The Black community was grieving. And then there was a shift online about a week later where it became this energy of uplifting Black creators and founders across a range of industries. We went from 1,000 registered users to 20,000, but the website was not made to support that many people. And I remember thinking, is this the end of my company? Like, at the first taste of success, we've fallen down, and I'm not sure if we can recover.
It's like a book. I know it lines up okay. Today, the StoryGraph has over 3.7 million users worldwide, and Nadia is still the platform's only software developer.
I'll get messages from women, young women, other women of color, and they will say things like, wow, I already loved StoryGraph. Like, I used it, and I had no idea that the person behind it looked like me. And I think that is one of the most powerful, amazing things to inspire people, especially to inspire women who look like me. That's just awesome.
She's fabulous. The StoryGraph also has buddy reads with up to 15 people and read-alongs with up to 1,000 others. So if you're in a book club or you want to join one virtually, the community on this platform is incredible. And I just think that this proves that people think that when you made it, you have this huge warehouse with tons of people sitting there. It's her and someone else. So just really rethink the way we do now that technology is the way it is. I mean, it's pretty exciting.
I love that she had two things that she wanted to do between the running and the reading, and she got to choose the one she truly loved to put her heart and soul into.
If you want to succeed, pick the thing you're good at.
Good story, Jill Martin.
It's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought that was an excellent story. That story particularly hits home for me just because, you know, I'm rounding up the last updates needed in for the Black Primacy app. Or the last design changes needed in the Black Primacy app, and then being able to update it in the store, and to hear like she, you know, her goal was to go after and compete with Goodreads, which if you're into books, audiobooks, or regular books in general, you're probably familiar with Goodreads as a kind of a review site slash, you know, like just like a book review site in general, and then, you know, it blossomed into something that, you know, was much bigger than she anticipated. That's very inspirational to me, because the company that I'm going after is Yelp, right? Like a business directory platform, except specifically for African American businesses, right? And so seeing someone kind of move in the same direction that I'm moving in with our app, and seeing, you know, some major success, right, from 1,000 to, I think she said 20,000, you know, up over 3 million users is phenomenal, you know, within a 5-year span, you know. So very, very inspirational. I definitely wanted to share this. You know, another thing that I liked, and we've talked about on this channel, is, you know, how things increased for her when the focus was on uplifting the Black community, you know. And I'm wanting, and that's what I push for, is for us to continue that without having to have some sort of tragedy come into the culture in order to do so, right? Like, you know, when Trayvon Martin was killed, we had an uplift in the Black community, right? Fast forward to when George Floyd was killed, we had an uptick in support within the Black community, right? But my question is, like, how do we have these upticks without something tragic happening? I don't know, you know. But to me, each and every time we do have these upticks, it is a reminder to me, and it fuels me to know that the support for the community is out there. Like, people have the means, have the want to support. They're just not motivated to on a consistent basis. So, you know, that's one of the big things that I'm trying to change, and seeing these types of apps, you know, with founders that look like me, I think are part of the necessary change that we need to not only see, but also share and talk about, in order to make, you know, make this support, make this idea, you know, kind of like a reality in a sense, right? This idea of being able to give and receive support in the Black community without any tragedy, you know, just something positive that uplifts and motivates the community to support each other. But yeah, this is dope. This was dope. I was glad to see this. You know, we get a lot of good video. There's a lot of good videos put out, fortunately and unfortunately, in the month of Black History Month, right? February. So expect more throughout this month, and hopefully, you know, throughout the rest of the year. But I know it's gonna die down. But still, we take it we take it how we can get it, right? So this is good. But y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, it's Ricky Rich of Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.